What up, YouTube? What up, everybody out there in the audience? And this is Mr. Royce J of Royce J Media coming at you guys with another live stream. Excuse me. How you guys feeling out there? Wait a few minutes to let the room fill up, and basically just do a little babbling. You know, I don't have a whole lot I'm gonna talk about right now, so we'll just do some babble. You know. So actually, there's a whole lot going on around the world. There's a whole lot going on in the U.S. There's a whole lot going on in YouTube that you know, it's worthy to be talked about. So if you guys want to talk about it, you know, put something in the chat. You know, throw your questions in the chat, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. So we do it like that. You know, as we're waiting on people to fill into the chat room. If you're new, click subscribe, like the video for me. You know, I'm not twerking for super chats or nothing. So, you know, do that solid for me. I appreciate it. You know, if you do want to donate something in Cash App, I'd appreciate that too. But it's not necessary at all. All right, let's kick it off a little bit. Let's talk about Stacey Abrams over there in Georgia. She's running for governor of the state of Georgia, I believe. She's running against this Kemp guy, and so she's being interviewed for different things. The latest interview she had was the question was asked of her, what would she do to solve for inflation? You know, this is an economic question, and you know, this would be dealing with basically economic policy. Well, guess what Stacey said? Guess how Stacey answered that question? She said she would make abortions available again, federally protect abortions, because people have to worry about having kids for inflation. And that's funny. That's funny because even people who don't have kids, you know, in her mind, even people who don't have kids or who have already raised their kids and are beyond childbearing years or outside of the childbearing spectrum, they have to worry about apparently having kids. So to me, that just showed, you know, that they're going to say whatever to push their agenda, and they're going to do it at all costs. And, you know, just the ridiculousness of not addressing, you know, bringing jobs back to the U.S., not addressing restructuring the tax system, you know, not floating the idea, not discussing floating the idea of a flat tax, you know, not floating the idea of or concepts of things that would boost the economy. You know, she went straight to abortion. You know, so this is nonsense that you all in Georgia, if you're out there and you live in Georgia, this is what y'all got to deal with, man. You know, on that's on top of basically the you know, the Black American male vote, basically being put in the spotlight, and you know, the question, several questions are asked, such as why aren't Black American males voting for the Democratic Party, or are they voting at all? And, it got so bad to the point that, here in Florida, they produced a video called "No Voting, No Vucking," and they had flip chicken and a industry thought basically, rap out a call to the polls, which, was like get your booty to the polls, back from the last presidential election, and different stuff like that. And there's been a bit of a backlash about it, you know, and we'll see what happens behind it. We'll see what happens behind it. If we have anybody out there, what are you guys' thoughts about the whole, the Black American male vote, and no voting, no fucking? I want to know what you guys think, because, you know, I know what I think. I think, I tell you what, you guys really want to know what I think? You really want to know what I think? I think that, number one, the Democrats are scared. Politically they're scared. They you pretty much, they've ignored the black male vote so much that it's starting to walk away, and now they're getting scared. They can't just take it for granted, but they don't want to offer anything for that vote. They just figured that these guys are going to do whatever Mama tells them to do, whatever Miss Brenda and Keisha tell them to do, but that's what these guys are going to do. That's why they had old bullet head Simone Sanders. That's why they had her old bullet head ass, a couple years ago. She was criticizing black male voters who vote for the Republican side, or who had something to say about, the vote. And she said something to the effect, if we want your opinion about voting or like policy, we'll give it to you. And the Democrats understand this, that, for a long time, politically, the black community has been led by the women, because the Democrats did everything they could to stifle the black male vote, from the crime bill, to the family court system. They did everything they could to take away the black male political voice, to stifle it as much as possible. But now the chickens are coming home to roost. So, and I think the trend of black men saying no votes, no tangibles, no votes. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. That's going to become a big thing. So, I think it's going to grow. So, it is what it is. I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the stuff Tariq Nasheed does, but I agree with no tangibles, no vote. So it is what it is. Now, moving on, and I might do a video on this later. The Black Love Simp Brigade, or the Black Love Panderers, your Angel Ramirez Jordans, your Derek Jacksons, your Boyce Watkins. Uh, your latest is Hafiz Baaku, or however you say his last name. You know, it's like they're, and Hafiz is the latest to go up against what's called uh, the red pill community, and he went at it with he went at it against Coach Greg Adams, and he went at it against just pearly things, and he was really pushing, and I talked about this yesterday. He was really pushing the whole marriage thing, and as I've stated several times before, you know, grown people are going to do what grown people do. Um, my thing is, you want to get married, get married. You don't want to get married, don't get married. Just understand whatever decision you make, there are things that come with it. Understand um, what comes with that and prepare accordingly, you know. And so, anyway, I'm noticing, especially with what happened with Derek Jackson, um, which had kind of left a vacuum, which I believe Hafiz is trying to fill, and then plus Kevin Samuels, um, with him passing, you got certain content creators, uh, more than certain, there's quite a few, they're scrambling to grab that audience because relationship talk is big money. It's potentially big money, you know. Even if you look in with a lot of the manosphere, both the black manosphere and the greater manosphere. Well, I'm not going to even say the greater manosphere, the manosphere prime, and then, well, yeah, the black manosphere because it's smaller. Um, you, what we're having, more and more guys are putting their relationships on display either directly or indirectly, and because at the end of the day, a lot of this red pill stuff has come about because men want answers. Men want to understand, uh, you know, the motivations of women, why women say or do certain things. You know, you know, they at the end of the day, it's about getting the box. It's as simple as I can put it. It's about getting the box, man. It's about getting the box. So, you yeah, you can talk about, the gynocracy and stuff. I'm more of a gynocracy guy to where I see how, my concern is the political spectrum and, uh, how, workplace terrorism committed by members of the gynocracy and, whatever wave feminism this is, was it fourth wave or third wave feminism, terrorism that they cause in the workplace, and the economic BS that comes with the policies they push. But the average guy that comes to these spaces is trying to figure out how to get women, how to keep women, how to get women to act right. So, that's they're looking for the keys to that, and I get it. I get it. And there's a lot of money in that. Then on the other side, you got women trying to figure out how to get the men they want, how to get what they can get up out of the men they want, and how to control the men they want. Everybody is jockeying for control. So, it is what it is. So that's what you're dealing with, and that's why, there's potential to make a lot of money in these spaces and to get a lot of notoriety, as we saw with Kevin Samuels, as we're seeing with people like Kendra G, who, she more or less kind of, you know, parroted his style. So, you know, but that's what we're, you know, that's what, that's pretty much why a lot of guys are popping up in these spaces, you know? Um, and, getting back to Hafiz Baaku or Baoko or however you say it, Baoku or, I don't know, it's one of the Nigerian last names. I'm pretty sure I am butchering it, it is what it is. But, he's trying to, you know, he's trying to corner the market, you know, in a certain sector, I guess he's trying to be the king of the purple pill, which it's not wrong with that, but I think he's just saying whatever. He's just saying whatever he thinks is going to work to get the women in, and he's using that emotional tone and it's like, come on, dog, come on, bruh. Really, man, he's using the heartfelt gaslight tone. It's like, man, all right, go sit your ass in the corner, sit your ass in the corner. But that's what he's doing, and it's very obvious, It's, it is what it is. He's a grifter. It's like Derek Jackson. I don't think he's as bad as Derek Jackson. I don't think he's as bad as Angel Ramirez. You know, I don't think he's as bad as Boyce. You know, but he's throwing his hat into that arena because he wants to make that money. He wants to corner that section of the market, and I think that's why he went at, in particular, Pearly things like he did. Because she's very upfront that she's in it for the entertainment, which I respect because at the end of the day, most of this stuff is entertainment, so I got no issue with that. You take from it what you take from it. You find something useful in it, great. You don't, like, it is what it is. So, but yeah, and then he tried to come at Greg Adams a little bit harder. I think Pearly thinks is smart, but I think Greg is much more polished. I think Coach Greg Adams is. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. I think he's much more polished. I think he sees certain things 2 to 3 steps ahead of pretty much what the opposition is going to say, what his interlocutor is going to say. So, and I he created some great traps to use against Hafiz. All that being said, you had other YouTubers saying Hafiz got, he got smoked, he got crushed and stuff, all of that. Listen, Hafiz will be all right. Derek Jackson had side chicks, was knocking him up and all kinds of stuff. And guess what? He can still make content. He was exposed for doing all of the stuff his fan base say that they didn't like. They say that they didn't like. And guess what? He is still able to make content. He's still able to get out there and test the waters and make content and say all kinds of, 90s R&B style, what do they call them? Not tropes, but inspirational sayings that they have that '90s R&B air. He's still able to say all of that, and the people that rock with him, they're gonna continue to rock with him, and those that don't won't. I tell you this much: he lost more male um, viewers than he did female viewers. Because the dude is eye candy. The dude is what they consider eye candy. He hits all of those markers. He says all of that stuff. They know what kind of guy this is. Whoa. Had a little glitch there. Looked like I had a little glitch there, man. Looked like I might have froze up a little bit. But anyway, Derek Jackson will continue his his shenanigans because he's still got a fan base, you know, and he'll stick it out there and test the waters, and you still have his fan base rubbing their legs together like crickets, and Hafiz won't in on some of that action too, Boyce will get out there and what he says is noble, but it's also delusional, and I will get into the delusion in another video because he's actually if anybody is more of his competition, it would be Hafiz because they're kind of on that same angle. Then like I said, you got your pretty boys, Derek Jackson and Angel Ramirez Jordan, who Angel Ramirez Jordan ain't been around in a while, so hey, but that's what you got. Anyway, Hafiz is trying to, he's trying to get himself into that market. Hey, seeing this stuff and seeing a lot of this stuff that's going on, I might do more trolling. I don't know. I might do more trolling. Y'all let me know. Y'all think I should troll, or just give commentary on it. I can do either. Whatever you all find is more entertaining because I'm about the entertainment. So I don't mind the entertainer. You don't mind the entertainer. I don't mind the entertainer. So we'll you all let me know what y'all want to see. Anyway, well, since y'all ain't twerking in the chat room, I might come back and do another stream later. Let me know. I'll put something up in my community tab. I'll post something up there, and you all let me know if that's what y'all want to see. Or if you got something that you would like to see, either put it in my community, in the comments in the community tab, put it in the comments of this video, or you can even hit me up on the Cash App, which is in the middle of my screen. Hit the Cash App and put a message on the content you'd like me to make. Shoot me a $5 or something, and let me know what you want me to talk about. I think pretty soon I'm gonna start doing request videos as well, and the request videos, I'll do those. Maybe I'll start those off at at a deuce. We'll start those off $10. I'll do the request videos. If you got something specifically you want me to talk about, something you want me to review, I'll run my mouth about that shit. So anyway, all right. It's Mr. Royce Media. Like, share, and subscribe. Say, get in the comments. Let me see you twerk in the comments. And I'm gonna get on out of here. and I'll holler at you guys later.